What's up, guys? If you didn't know, solo cash cups are back in the game, and in this video I'm going to be giving you some tips to help you place better in those cash cups. So the first tip I have for you guys is you want to have a good landing spot. You want to make sure this landing spot has enough weapons for you, ammo, and materials. And you want to have a good looting path, and you also want to have a spot to go to in case that spot is too populated. You also want your landing spot to be fairly uncontested. Secondly, you want to rotate early. The reasons why you want to rotate early are A, you don't want to get held in a storm, B, you don't want to die to storm, and C, you want to hold the people in storm that haven't rotated early. You also need to know what your playstyle is. Are you more of an aggressive player or more of a passive player? For example, if you see someone boxing up mid-game, are you going to go and W key them, or are you going to let them be and play friend game? And what I recommend you do, and also what I'm going to do, is I'm going to play more aggressive my first two matches than the other 8. I'm going to play more passive and for placement. You also don't want to be taking mid-game fights, because if you take a mid-game fight, you have a high chance of getting third-partied, and maybe you get your kill stolen, or maybe even worse, you get killed. Along with not taking mid-game fights, you also do not want to take fights where you're super close to placement. For example, if there's 30 people left, you do not want to shoot at someone because you have a chance of either dying to them or dying to a third party. Then you miss out on placement points. Next up, and probably one of the most important tips, is that you do not want to tilt. If you do not know what tilting is, it's basically where you get mad at the game. The reason why you don't want to tilt is because in your next match, you'll most likely just hot drop and WK everyone because you're mad, and then you'll die, and then get even more mad, and possibly get off and not play the rest of the matches of the tournament. Ways to help you to stop tilting is think of a time where you popped off or won the match, or you could just go take a 5-minute break, take a walk, get a snack, something like that to get your mind off dying, and then you can just reset your mindset, and then you should be good. Another tip that I want to give to you guys is to not take bad fights. For example, if you hit someone for 33 damage, and if you know that there's someone near you, you do not want to just go and straight up W key them. You want to be careful of your surroundings because you might get third partied. Or if the storm's right behind you, it's probably not a good idea to take that fight. Say even if you hit someone with a heavy sniper for 150 damage, but if there's someone right next to you, storm's on your tail, it's probably not the best idea to take that fight. Another thing that you guys should be doing is you guys should be practicing creative. Not only should you be practicing box fights every day, but you should also be practicing zone wars. Because zone wars are more of a real game situation, like an end game, and it's really good practice for end games. Another thing that you guys should be doing is you guys should not be giving up. So say if you play your first 5 matches and you still have, let's say, only 5 points. So that's about 1 point per game. And then you play 2 more matches and you haven't gained any points. Don't just give up. Play the whole 10 matches. Next up, you guys should also be VOD reviewing. The reason why VOD reviewing is so helpful is because you can see what you did wrong and then you can fix those mistakes. And also, you can see what you did right so you can keep doing that in your future games. Something else that you guys should be doing is you should be playing Arena. You should be playing Arena a lot. Because when you play Arena a lot, it's kind of similar to these solo cash cups and hype nights. Because you get into a lot of the same scenarios, and it's also competitive. And also you do have to be in Contender League in order to play in the solo cash cups. So you just want to be grinding Arena a lot. You guys also need to be fishing. Fishing is a really good way to get really good heals, and some people have just stopped doing it. Because the pros, a lot of times in endgames, they use floppers to stay back and storm and get easy shots on people that are already in zone. And those can be very helpful in the endgames. And when you're in the endgame and when you're basing up, you do not want to be basing up in wood. Because wood, it's only 2 shots with a purple and gold tactical shotgun. And also, when you base up in wood, you get spammed with RPGs. Also, when you are tunneling, you want to be using either brick or metal if you have it. Because wood you do not want to be using to tunnel unless you absolutely do not have any brick or metal and you have to use wood. Speaking of tunneling, if you do not know how to tunnel, or if you just don't even know what tunneling is, I have recently made a how to tunnel video, which I will try to leave a pop-up link on the screen right now. So make sure you go and watch that video if you need help on tunneling. Another thing that you guys should be doing, and a lot of pros do this, and I do this as well, is before the tournament starts, or like right when it starts, I should say, like you should wait 5 minutes before you play your first match, because that leaves time for all the people that like don't take it seriously and don't even really care about winning to go in, just hot drop, die off spawn, and then they might get mad and then start W King and just playing even worse than they already were. And then they might try to W key you and you can get into their game, and then it should be free elims for you and you can get those points. Going along with that, you only want to be playing 3 matches for the first 2 hours. So basically, you want to play 3 matches in the first hour and then wait. And the reason why you want to wait is because the more points you have and the more time you've played, like if you have a lot of points, you'll be going against other players that have a lot of points, so they'll be better. Then like if you wait for everyone else to get more points than you, then you'll be going against the players that aren't as good. So then you could be going against them, and then like you'll play 3 more matches in your second hour, and then when that second hour is over, you'll play the last 4 matches in the last hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to slap that like button and hit the subscribe button. And I want everyone right now that's watching to comment down below what they would like to see next.